Thursday Night Football welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow.
Pittsburgh, PA, home of the Steelers.
You know what it is. Black and yellow.
Ready to go toe-to-toe tonight.
I think very clear. They got to play with some urgency.
T.J. Watt, the sackmaster. Belichick will win his 6th Super Bowl.
A perfect strike by Terry Bradshaw. Touchdown, Rob Gronkowski. He's a freak. Vince Wilfork has it. There goes Watt. Super Bowl 14, Super Bowl 43, 6 Super Bowl titles. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal. And ways to watch tonight include our Prime Vision with Next Gen Stats broadcast featuring player tracking and defensive alerts. You can also watch in Spanish with TNF and Espanol. Downstairs we go to Kaylee Hartung. Kaylee.
Well, Al, all season it's felt like the AFC North would come down to this time of year. As of now, all 4 teams remain in playoff contention. What we didn't expect was to see this group of quarterbacks jockeying for postseason berths down the stretch. Lamar Jackson is the only one of them who's played every game as the others were knocked out by injury. And tonight the Steelers join the Browns and the Bengals, forced to start a backup. After Kenny Pickett left Sunday's game here with a high right ankle sprain, he had surgery on Monday. Mike Tomlin told us he is optimistic for Pickett's return before the season's over, but they will have to rely on Mitch Trubisky for at least 2 weeks out. Certainly tonight, and there is Pickett watching from a box upstairs. Bill Belichick has been the coach of the Patriots since 2000. Mike Tomlin took over for Bill Cowher in 2007. So the two long-tenured coaches meeting for the 13th time, counting postseason games tonight, with Belichick winning 9 and Tomlin 3. Steelers defer. They won the toss. Boswell to kick off. Ty Montgomery is back to receive it. And a touchback begins things with Bailey Zappi leading his offense out to the 25-yard line. So Zappi took over for Mac Jones last week. And not too often does a guy get shut out and wind up with another start. But here we are, the second week in a row for him.
And that's where we are in 2023 with the Patriots. They're just looking for some consistency and efficient play right now from that quarterback position. Let's see if Bailey Zappi can do that.
Longtime Cowboy Zeke Elliott is now the primary running back. Ramondre Stevenson hurt last week, inactive tonight. To give it to Zeke, and he goes nowhere. Minkah Fitzpatrick, who himself was missing several games, and you've got an injured player. That's T.J. Watt. Oh boy, who got hurt last week. So on the very first play of the game, with Fitzpatrick making the tackle down on the field, is Watt unfortunately getting up and up on his feet.
Now I think he just took a big knee, took a blow from Zeke Elliott. Once he went down, he gets hit by Minkah. Then watch him follow through with that knee right into the chest area of T.J. Watt. Let's see where it hits him. Maybe even, into the face, actually. All his momentum. He's a big man at 235 pounds coming through there.
So he goes to the sideline, does Watt. That means Nick Herbig, number 51, will come in for at least one play. As Elliott got stuffed at the line. Second down, 10. Zappi's first pass, a floater. It's caught. And that's Elliott with a nice move, and Zeke picking up the first down. Again, Elliott was picked up in the offseason. They picked him up at the beginning of the year. Dallas let him go. Tony Pollard took over there. Ramondre Stevenson has been the #1 back, but right now, until Stevenson comes back, it's going to be Zeke.
And a really good design there by Bill O'Brien. He used the formation there, went to the strength to the left, and comes back. And right as Herbig comes in for T.J. Watt, he tests him instead of as a pass rusher, as a defender out in the flat.
Zappi in the pocket. Zappi deep downfield. And that is pulled in by Juju Smith-Schuster, the former Steeler who comes home. And a big gainer there on a first down for 37 yards. Covered well, but the pass was right there, and he brings it in.
Yeah, Casey with tight coverage never locates the football. What an effort here by Juju Smith-Schuster to come back to the football and show his strength. That's what he's been known for throughout his career. Strong hands, somehow holds on to that football for a big gain.
Watt comes back in. Schuster last year with Kansas City won a ring. This little slip move there, but to almost no avail as Alex Highsmith makes the stop on Elliott, 2nd and 9.
Good to see T.J. Watt back out in the field for Pittsburgh. A couple plays that he had to kind of recalibrate, get himself ready, and he's back out in the field. But how about a start here for New England? This is an offense that has not had a lot of good things going. We expected them to be able to run the ball, lean on Zeke Elliott in the run game, and Bill O'Brien here early comes out with a crowded line of scrimmage from the Steelers and tests them one-on-one downfield.
And why not? Devontae Parker, their #1 receiver, he's out tonight. He was on the injured list with a knee, and Zappi just throws that one away. Like a 3rd down and 9 for New England.
And one of the things about throwing on early downs, Bill O'Brien, he knows it's going to help his offensive line. There's a major concern with Alex Highsmith on one side, T.J. Watt on the other, to avoid these situations right now. 3rd and long, where Watt and Highsmith can come after you. But throwing on early downs helps with the pass protection. Let's see how they hold up here.
And also an offensive line that's been another of New England's trouble spots. Zappi coming out the side door, and he's going to pick up the first down as he scoops out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
What a great job of stepping up. We just talked about the edge pressure. Well, when you get edge pressure here and here, you got to be able to step up into the pocket. He climbs right here and then really does a good job of putting Levi Wallace in a tough spot, because he's either going to stop the quarterback and give up the throw or sit in coverage and then let Zappi use that athletic ability to pick up the first down.
Got 11 on a 3rd down and 9. Ball at the 14. Elliott again, showing some shiftiness. 2-time rushing champion Cam Hayward making the stop there. 2nd down.
With Ramondre Stevenson down, he's such a talented back, goes down with that high ankle. It opens the door for Zeke Elliott. And talking to Bill O'Brien this week, he said, at this stage of his career, maybe he's down a step or two, but 8th year, really works hard during practice, has a great attitude. We've been really impressed with what he has brought. So they're looking forward to giving him an opportunity to showcase, see what he can do tonight.
Patriots in foreign territory. They didn't even get inside the Charger 30 last week. Floats a pass here to Zeke, dives, touchdown. I mean, go figure. They played 60 minutes at home last week. Don't score, don't come close to scoring. And just like that, off the bat, 75 yards in 8 plays to take the lead.
And with the injuries the Steelers have had at linebacker, one of the big questions would be, how would these backup linebackers do against tight ends and do against the running backs? Here's Zeke Elliott, little pick there to slow down the linebacker, trying to get out in coverage Walker, and allows a nice, easy read and throw for Zappi. And just like that, man, Patriots look great on this opening drive.
Chad Ryland, 4th-round pick out of Maryland. The rookie boots that one through. And so that one took only 3 minutes and 48 seconds. And a stunning beginning for the New England Patriots. What figures to be a very low-scoring game, as you know. 7-0. Hits on Prime Video. Watch Christmas comedies like Candy Cane Lane, starring Eddie Murphy, and other favorites. One app, one password. Find your app holiday happy place, they say, on Prime Video. Meanwhile, they still work on Watt, who took a shot, then came back into the game. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh to get the ball, and Godwin Igwebuike will take this one back. Breaks the tackle at the 20 and gets spun down at the 31-yard line by Jonathan Jones. So now Mitch Trubisky comes in. No stranger to starting. Of course, he was with Chicago starting in 17. Number 2 overall pick in the draft. They traded from 3 to 2 to get him. And of course, he was going to be the next Sid Luckman, something Chicago's been looking fourth since about the 17th century. Had a good rookie year, had a very good second year, and then all of a sudden, and out he went to Buffalo to back up Allen for a year, and now here last year. Najee Harris is the running back. Play action. Good protection. Now he has to scramble. He can run, and Trubisky will pick up the first down on his first play of the game. Kind of an overlooked part of his game, the fact that he is a decent runner.
He really is. You know, he brings that element, and when coverage is good, the way it was on this play, those linebackers sink back in coverage. He makes a really good decision to just pull it down and use his feet. Picked up nice positive yards for that first down. For him, it's just he's going to play well, but can he avoid that critical mistake, putting the ball into coverage, especially in a game like this that it appears you would think could be low scoring.
After a 15-yard gain, they give it to the running back Harris, who gets out to the 47-yard line. Devon Gottschall making the tackle after a gain of 2 yards.
I think a big question coming in tonight for Mitch is, can this running game get the yards that they need to get against this defense? You know, the Patriots, one thing that gets lost on their season is how well they have played on that side of the football. And they are tough to run the ball. And in fact, 3.2 yards a carry, that's the best in the NFL. So for a Pittsburgh team that wants to establish the run, this will be a tough thing to do tonight against the Patriots.
Overall, their rushing defense, 4th in the league. Kirk just mentioned very low average gain. So they rely on that front. They rely on the linebackers. It's 2nd down and 9. Through the middle, getting to the 50-yard line and stop there is Najee Harris again to make it 3rd down, and let's call it 6.
You know, this defense is derived with those defensive linemen to eat up those blocks, free up those linebackers like Jawan Bentley and Tavai to be able to get downhill, and that's what they did on those last 2 plays. This is what New England wants to do. Let's put Trubisky in these 3rd and obvious situations, and then Bill Belichick and his defensive staff can give the looks that they want to give to try to confuse Trubisky to see if he'll throw it into coverage.
That's Jalen Warren coming in to flank Trubisky on a 3rd down and 6. 4-man rush. Trubisky dancing in the pocket. Fires. Intercepted at the 39-yard line. J.C. Jackson with a flag down. And Jackson, who left, went to the Chargers, came back. Trubisky is saying it's going to be a hold on New England, and that appears to be the call. Clay Martin is the referee.
Now J.C. Jackson actually grabs his waist
number 29
on the route.
This is a spot foul and an automatic first down.
That's how he caught up to be able to make the interception. Pickens was getting away from him, so he tried to pull a veteran move and see if he could get away with it. It's right in the middle. You see, he's a nice job of crossing over, try to make this defense have to communicate, and right there he grabs on.
The ball has been moved to the 39-yard line. It's 39 on the 39-yard line, first down.
So that's an 11-yard penalty.
Hey, Doki here, Mike's 8.
Our first flag of the night, coming off last week. That's a treat. 6 minutes into the game. Trubisky to the outside, caught, and then spun out of bounds at that spot is George Pickens. Jonathan Jones covering on the play.
Of course, this is the 3rd game that they've made this move with Matt Canada being let go in the middle of the year. Eddie Faulkner takes over as the interim OC on the left, and on the right is Mike Sullivan, who is actually calling
number
the plays.
76 is an eligible receiver. 76
he called the plays with when he was with the New York Giants back in 16 and 17, so the experience as a play caller puts him in the middle just to try to run a clean operation.
Are we good here?
Alert. Mike's 8.
Robinson sets up on the right side. Toss here. Warren. Nothing. Anthony Jennings is right there to stop him in his tracks and set up a 3rd down and 9.
And now with Judon going down, not just the pass rushing ability, but what he does against the run. Jennings went from being a role player to a featured player. This is against Washington, a rookie. Look how he just uses those hands and throws him. So Jennings is a guy that sets the edge. He can provide some pass rush. And I think he's really excelling in his 4th year out of Alabama, showing what he can do, getting an opportunity to play every down.
Yeah, you mentioned Judon is probably their best defensive player. Torn biceps week 4, gone for the season. 3rd and 8. Low snap, handles it, going to take off, but go nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Mack Wilson Sr.
Well, remember the first play of the game, he stepped up and picked up yards. This time, Mack Wilson almost anticipating the potential threat. Even though he rushed off the edge, to me, he's almost used as a spy. Watch how he rushes, eyes on the quarterback. Now I'm going to get down underneath with the potential threat of him stepping in. Almost baited him to step up and then came up with that play.
That means Chris Boswell, 9th year with the Steelers, signed as a free agent out of Rice back in 2015. 56-yard attempt, and Boswell bangs that one through. 6:39 to go in the opening quarter in Pittsburgh. New England 7, Pittsburgh 3. T.J. Watt, a rough opening salvo, but he did come back in, play later.
Yeah, first play of the game. Look at that knee to the face. I mean, that's a lot of impact that he endures. Then later he takes the back of the foot, the heel there from Zeke Elliott hits him in the face. I mean, you talk about a rough first drive there. Not only 7 points, but your star player gets some shots there.
Milestone night for him, playing in his 100th game. T.J. Watt through 100 games. Mike Tomlin calling him the best defensive player on the planet. So through the games to this point in his career, 91.5 sacks, recovered 10 fumbles, has 7 picks, and he's in a group of only 3. Jared Allen and another fellow by the name of J.J. Watt would be the other guys, his brother.
I think what you really appreciate him, even since his days at Wisconsin, just a passion and energy that he plays with every single down, every single week.
Zappi retreats. Zappi throws downfield into double coverage, and that one is incomplete. Intended there for Tyquan Thornton. We go to Kaylee.
Well, guys, while Pittsburgh's defense was on the sidelines, T.J. Watt was attended to. An athletic trainer wiped blood from his chin, and then a doctor actually reached inside his mouth and evaluated that jaw joint. Now, this is something where symptoms could further develop, but no other attention was paid to him after that.
Yeah, you can see him going through that right there on the bench. But number 90, like the postman, either rain or snow or gloom at night's going to keep him from his appointed rounds. Speaking of the weather, it's 45 degrees and clear. Very nice. Through the middle. Gain of a couple. Zeke Elliott picks up 3. 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, T.J. Watt's been just challenged throughout his career. What I love is he's able to defend the run. It's not just about being a great pass rusher. It's just a disruptor. And I think he takes a lot of pride in being a complete player. He works at his game 12 months out of the year, and I think we all get excited about these kind of opportunities on 3rd down, but if you really study him, it's an every down thing for number 90.
6 minutes left in the opening quarter. 3rd down and 7. Zappi downfield. That's going to be caught outside the 40-yard line. Then a flag comes in at the end of the play. Hunter Henry, the tight end. Steelers indicating it's against the Patriots, and Patriots are walking back.
Offense number 85. 10-yard penalty at the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
So that's how Hunter got free.
Yeah, at the top of the route, he pushes off. That's what freed him up from Trenton Thompson. I was about to talk about Zappi sitting in there on a 3rd and long, wide on a twist, but the push right there, good call by the official. That's, as you said, Al, that's how he did end up separating and getting open.
So Henry comes out on a 3rd down and 17. Belichick arguing the call. Have to get to the 35. Throw underneath. Elliott's got a blocker. And then closes quickly on him at the 27-yard line. Minkah Fitzpatrick is right there. And the Patriots send in the punt unit.
And if you're a Patriots fan, that's the thing that I think has bothered you the most this year, are the miscues. It's not necessarily always the execution. The red zone's been a problem. and then the turnovers, the interceptions, and the penalties that get you behind the sticks right there.
Bryce Barringer, a rookie out of Michigan State. He's the punter. Calvin Austin back to accept it at his 25-yard line and backing up a little bit. Austin hauls it in at the 17 and nowhere to roam. Stopped at the 21-yard line, and that's where Trubisky and company will take over with 4:49 to go in the opening quarter in Pittsburgh. TJ Watt just went into the blue medical tent, so we'll get a report on that. Kaylee's down there and she'll check that out for us. Meanwhile, in terms of injuries, there's Kenny Pickett, who underwent wrist surgery, so he's in a box tonight. He's out for 2 to 4 weeks. The Steelers have a question that they need to have answered, and I don't think it's been answered yet this season. Is he the future? He had ankle surgery this week is what he had. Anyway, we'll report on that when we come back. But is he the guy for the future? We have to wait and see. But still a lot of questions to be answered. Trubisky back to pass throws, and that is dropped up at the 26-yard line. So, Kaylee, what do you know about the Pickett injury?
Well, guys, less than 24 hours after Pickett limped off this field with a sprained right ankle on Sunday, he was in surgery on Monday. It was a cutting-edge Arthrex tightrope procedure. Holes are drilled into the 2 bones of the lower leg, then extremely strong sutures are looped through, and that pulls the bones together, realigning and stabilizing the injured lower shin. Pickett actually had this same procedure done on his left ankle in 2020 in college, and he returned to play 26 days later.
Thank you, Dr. Hartung. So you get very good at that, those animations. 2nd down and 10. Here's Harris. So, you know, I started to talk about, Kirk, the fact that they'd like to know if he's the guy for the future. They picked him in the 1st round last year. Off and on this year, you know, nothing great. You're looking ahead to next year. What do you think?
I think that's the big decision they're going to have to make. 2nd year out of Pitt. Matt Canada, you know, obviously took a lot of the blame for the offensive struggles. And I think now you look at, can Pickett be the guy? They have a lot of weapons. When you look at the receivers, the tight end, the running backs, all you need is consistency from that quarterback position. And this offense could be up to the level that you expect it to be.
3rd and 6. Trubisky going deep downfield, too deep and incomplete. Intended there for Allen Robinson. So quickly, 3 and out.
And I think that's what they're going to have to figure out in the offseason as they approach it is Kenny Pickett, once he's healthy, is he the guy that can give you the consistency that this offense needs? Only they know that decision.
And when you flip it around, I mean, with New England, it's almost the same thing with Mac Jones. Even though Jones has been in the league a year longer, you know, what's going to happen in their future at quarterback?
Yeah, that's a big one. And I don't think they have the weapons around that position the way Pittsburgh does right now.
Fair catch call for made by Miles Bryant off the foot of Presley Harvin. So a little bit more about Zappi. He was a no-star recruit, meaning they didn't think that much of him. Attended Houston Baptist University for 3 years, but then he transferred to Western Kentucky with one of his coaches who went up there, set the all-time single-season FBS record in passing yardage, almost 6,000, 62 TDs, got picked in the 4th round of last year's draft and making his 4th career start tonight.
Yeah, has no problem being able to evaluate coverage, make throws. I think it's more of just being decisive tonight with a lot of the quarterbacks who have had a lot of games under their belt. It's a lot easier to do that, process the information. With a young guy like this, they're trying to simplify to get it out quick.
Watt is out of the lineup right now, and the catch is made, and close to a 1st down goes Tyquan Thornton, 2nd-year receiver out of Baylor.
I think what they're trying to do, Bill O'Brien trying to go back to that first possession where they just went right down the field, and a lot of the throws were on early downs. They got him into a rhythm. And, you know, in fact, that was their first touchdown on an opening drive of the entire season. And they executed perfectly.
Watt out of the tent. Looking like he's ready to come back in. After the 1st down from the 38-yard line. Play action. escapes the sack, fires, and that is going to be hauled in at the 46-yard line by Juju Smith-Schuster. Alex Highsmith put the pressure on Zappi that time, who's able to get away and find his man.
And there's Highsmith, and here's Connor McDermott, who's going to try to deal with that speed. Great get off, but look at him climb. He just felt that pressure, and that's what I'm talking about. Ability to keep his vision downfield despite all of that noise around him. That's the experience, and that's what he showed when he was at Western Kentucky for that 1 year, the ability to throw the football downfield. So Watt out, Highsmith applies the pressure, and McDermott does just enough there to be able to allow him to step up.
McDermott starting in place of Trent Brown, who is active tonight, but McDermott gets the start. Meanwhile, Zappi moving away and then throws that one out of bounds. Elliott was the intended receiver, but just throwing it away to avoid the sack. 2nd down and 10.
Now, doesn't this game feel like with these quarterbacks, it's one thing to be efficient and try to execute. With these defenses and their potential to create turnovers, which guy is going to avoid that critical error, a pick six or a sack and a fumble? You know, it's not just about being efficient and moving the ball. Just avoid that play that costs you the game, because both these offenses want to get a short field.
Trubisky, I think, has spent his entire career avoiding a pick six.
That's right.
Watt is back in there now. That pass is incomplete. Threw it a little bit behind Jalen Reagor, a one-time #1 pick by Philadelphia. Couldn't hold it in. 3rd down and 10.
Just a little thing, right? But when Tom Brady do this a million times, you just kind of forget about it. It's a nice completion. Just missing that by 6 inches or a foot behind the receiver is the difference between a catch and yards after a catch and an incompletion and now a 3rd and 10.
2:20 to go in the quarter. Pats scored on their opening drive. Lead 7-3. Zappi stepping up, fires, and that is incomplete and almost picked. Intended for Smith-Schuster. You got Joey Porter Jr. covering on the play. The rookie out of Penn State having a great year. 4th down.
When he stepped up to throw this ball, I really thought he was throwing the ball to Henry 85, because he gets away again with a potential push off here at the top of his route. And I really thought they would throw to him. Watch Henry push off. He's right there. Ball goes over his head and is almost intercepted.
Could have called Henry again. Would have been his 2nd offensive PI. Barringer's punt. Fielded at the 10 and run back to the 15-yard line by Calvin Austin. A little bit more than 2 to play in the opening quarter. Acrisure Stadium, Pittsburgh, PA, 7-3, New England. All right, so as we come back to Pittsburgh next week, heading west to roll them bones. We'll be in Vegas as the Raiders meet the Chargers on Thursday Night Football. Both teams trying to stay alive in that playoff hunt. Chargers coming off that shutout win at New England last week. Raiders are also 5-7 on Prime Video.
Coming down the home stretch, every single game in these playoff pictures, with the wild card, you look at all the teams that are still mathematically alive. Every game matters. That'll be a good one next week.
We're good. We're good. Okay, gang to 8. Gang to 8.
Trubisky out of the pistol. A little toss here. Harris. Najee picks up 4, gets to the 19-yard line on his 4th carry of the night. Jennings making the tackle.
This defense has done it all year. In fact, what's crazy is 1-3 when allowing 10 or fewer points this year. They've had 3 in a row. The rest of the entire NFL is 53-0 when they allow 10 points or fewer. This Patriots defense sits there. Look at that, at 1-3.
Oof.
I'm going back here. I'm going back. Alpha or Delta? Alpha.
Trubisky on a 2nd and 6. Open man. Picking up the 1st down. Jaylen Warren. Crowd likes it. They have fallen a little bit in love with Jaylen Warren out of Oklahoma State. Undrafted free agent last year.
Yeah, he does a good job catching the ball out of the backfield. He's really proven this year to be that great compliment to Najee Harris. Najee's 242 pounds, runs north and south, runs through people, downhill. Warren gets out in space and makes people miss. In fact, he was one of the best in the entire NFL at making defenders miss.
Harris in there now, but Warren stays in. He's the motion man, and Najee can barely get out of the backfield on first down. Jalen Mills making the tackle.
Patriots just keep filing guys in, safeties, linebackers, just interchangeable parts that do so many different parts of this defense. Peppers, sometimes he's a safety, sometimes he's a linebacker. Duggar, same thing. That time it was Mills off the edge. Makes it really hard on an offensive line and quarterback to ID what the role is of these players because they can do so many different parts of this defense.
Been a Belichick trademark for a quarter century. Keep them guessing. 2nd and 11. Trubisky avoids an ankle tackle, but then slips as he gets to the 27-yard line, and that's going to take us to the end of the quarter. So we've played 15 minutes in Pittsburgh. 7-3. Patriots is our score. Back after this.
This is the end.
With Kirk Herbstreit, Kaylee Harton. There's Bill Belichick coaching up the offense with Zappi and Elliott. Checking out the screen. Right now they're on defense as we begin the second frame. Pittsburgh with a 3rd down and 10 at their own 27-yard line. And they'll go 5 wide here.
Hey, go Mike's 8 here. Mike's left. Mike's left.
Now Warren comes into the backfield. Trubisky under pressure. Fires. Wobbly pass, and that's intercepted inside the 40. Jabril Peppers down the sideline. And will set up a first down at about the 11-yard line. And the boos rain down from the Steeler faithful.
Now this is textbook on what New England's plan was tonight against Trubisky. This is the book on him. Show him a pre-snap look and then move at the snap of the football. Watch all the movement from the time the ball is snapped. Duggar ends up coming on the blitz, but watch the linebackers sink, and now they drop back into coverage. The safety was up close to the line of scrimmage. He drops back, and then he's able to step in. Peppers baited him, the entire defense. Steve Belichick dials it up perfectly. Get him to 3rd down in obvious passing situations. They bring pressure from his right. They drop from the left, and that's been his Achilles heel, identifying that and avoiding that disastrous play that we talked about earlier.
So the Pats at the 11-yard line. Chance to extend their lead. Elliott. You know, we almost gave Trubisky the kibosh. I mentioned he had never thrown a pick 6 in 1,819 career passes. At least Peppers got tackled at the 11-yard line to save him.
No doubt. It looks like Highsmith is going to be down. We saw Watt dealing with some injuries earlier. He's been able to come back, and now on the other side is Alex Highsmith. And keep in mind, Marcus Golden is not up tonight, so you have Nate Herbig behind both of these outside linebackers.
And Mike Tomlin coming out to take a first-hand look. So there was Elliott. Highsmith right there on the bottom. And an injury timeout. Well, the good news is Highsmith got up. He's going to walk off, but they're going to take him into the medical tent for further examination. Meanwhile, you got Trubisky, you got Pickett who's hurt. You got Mason Rudolph, and during the commercial break, the crowd was chanting Mason Rudolph. They know him. He's had some decent moments here, 6th year, and they're about ready to see him come in again, but not at the moment. 2nd down and 7. Patriots. Zappi to the end zone. Is going to be hauled in for the touchdown by Hunter Henry. So the Patriots blanked last week, blanked twice at home this year, living in single-digit territory. They put up a couple of touchdowns tonight.
Very different looking offense, obviously, tonight. Much more aggressive. Bailey Zappi looks huge. The interception by Peppers sets him up. Here's the defender right here. We keep talking about the linebackers. This is Michael Walker, who ends up slipping at the top of that route, and they throw right in the middle of this defense. That's where you thought they would attack, against these linebackers between the safeties, and they hit one for a touchdown.
Ryland for the point after. And just seconds into the second quarter, the Patriots 2-10 lead the Steelers 7-5, 14-3.
Henry was close to making some big plays, and this time capitalizes in the red zone. And let's look at this defensive alert that Amazon likes to look at. The red circles show you the potential threat. Peppers is up at the top. Snap of the ball, you see the movement, and that's where they wanted to challenge Trubisky, is to see it from the pre-snap where he starts to think he has an idea where to go with the ball, and then you move and affect his vision. And that time Peppers is the beneficiary, gets the ball back to Bailey Zappi, and a big touchdown throw up high in the air where the tight end can come down with it. And Zappi is off to a great start with his Patriots offense.
Yeah. We were talking to him on the call the other day, and we said, you know, who's your support system? I mean, you know, it's tough. You know, you're New England and all that, and his fiance. He'll call her, and I'll say, does she say, do your job? Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Exactly.
She's not patting him on the back. Don't worry what they're saying out there. She's saying, hey, do your job.
Do your job. The Belichick mantra. Almost all of his career.
She was an athlete herself, so you can't cry on her shoulder.
Well, the Patriots have scored 13 total points in their last 3 games. Have exceeded that tonight in a little bit more than 15 minutes. Injury report, Kaylee.
Well, guys, we've seen both of the Steelers' outside linebackers into the blue tent tonight. Alex Highsmith is still in there. We are told he is questionable to return because of a neck injury. The unaffiliated neurotrauma consultant is inside the tent with him right now. And it was earlier that we saw TJ Watt in there, also with the UNC for 4 minutes. But he's been back in the game, and his helmet now has a tinted visor attached to it.
Oh, wow. So there he was on the bench. Check it out when they're on defense. Meanwhile, they start from the 25-yard line. Trubisky, a little toss here. And that's going to be a 5-yard loss. Harris takes the flip. Jennings makes the tackle. And the crowd is not happy.
That's a mismatch on the edge. We've talked about Jennings and how physical he is. Watch the tight end across from him, the rookie Darnell Washington. He goes outside, and then Jennings shoots inside. Just has no chance. So it's a miscommunication on the edge there between the tight ends. My guess is Washington ends up needing to come down there to keep him away from that penetration.
Trubisky throws, caught. And that is Freiermuth. They signal him with they used to go Heath Miller all of those years.
Yep.
Now it's Freiermuth. Wilson makes a stop, 3rd down and 8.
And it plays right into New England's hands again. So far, the Steelers are 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. They keep them in this 3rd and 8. This is where they wanted to. Remember, the last time it was 3rd down, showed him one look in the pre-snap, moved, throws the interception. Let's see what they dial up here on this defense here on this 3rd down and long.
Steelers have run 16 plays for 38 yards. On 3rd and 8, Trubisky throws, and that's almost picked. And of course, that will bring a torrent of boos. Alex Austin is there. Well, you saw the 3 quarterbacks. We showed you Pickett's hurt. We showed you Trubisky. They want Mason Rudolph. And by the way, Ben Roethlisberger's in the building. We know we spent some time with him before the game.
Yeah, we said hello to him earlier. Ball's behind him. This is a rookie out on an island on 3rd down. Ball's late and behind him.
And here comes the chant again. Here's Harvin's kick. Fair catch called for, made. 29-yard line by Miles Bryant. 12:45 to go in the half. 30-second commercial. Back in a half minute.
Check it out. Oh, snap.
What? You got to say height for me to snap the ball.
I was talking about the car.
I protect QBs, not cars. you need, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need for your new car.
Want to go for a spin?
Yeah.
Please, I can't move until somebody says hi. My thighs are burning.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Talking to Zappe the other day about draft day. He gets picked in the 4th round, but his friends were pranking him, prank calling him. And he didn't, now all of a sudden he gets another call. He's not sure who it is, but he picks the phone up, and it's a scout from the Patriots. He starts this drive from the 28-yard line. And Elliott falls down, and so he gets the call from the scout. The scout says, here's Bill Belichick. Belichick says, hey, we're drafting you next. Here's Bob Kraft.
Right. So much for welcome to the ball club.
Right. There you go.
Here you go.
You're next.
But he did. He thought, well, what's going on here? One of my friends pranking me. I'm sure after Bill Belichick hopped on there, he knew no one's doing this for us.
Right.
You know, with the Steelers offense playing the way it is, it's time for the Steelers defense to assert themselves and make some plays.
Yeah.
Get this guy behind the sticks.
Zappe throws. That's dropped up at the 30-yard line. Zeke Elliott couldn't haul that in. Zeke a busy man tonight. He's already carried 6 times for only 9 yards. He scored 3 for 32. 3rd and 11.
You know, we've seen all these backup quarterbacks in the last week. Jake Browning had a big game for Cincinnati. Gardner Minshew for Indianapolis. Zappe now off to a good start. I mean, that is a big theme this year in the NFL. These high-profile quarterbacks going down, and a lot of times that backup not ready to answer the bell. Zappe tonight doing that.
3rd and 11. Shoulder shake, flips it out here to Elliott. Nice move. Zeke looking for that first down, but it'll come up short about 3 yards in front of that Steeler bench. So it's 4th down.
I have absolutely no problem at all. That is a great play by Bailey Zappe. He went through about 3 or 4 different progressions. Everybody's covered. They played a zone. So instead of forcing the ball, that's been a problem with Mac Jones. They try to make a play, and it ends up being a turnover on 3rd down. He just checks it down and almost gave Zeke a chance to pick up that first down, and he punted away. No problem.
Bryce Barringer's 3rd punt of the night. And that one will skid into the end zone.
Time now for the High Performance 4K Skycam presented by BMW. This Patriots defense has been doing a lot of damage this early part of this game, whether it's been defending the run. Here's Jennings setting that edge against Jalen Warren. Peppers disguising a part of that defense, disguising and then recognizing that ball in the air, capitalizes, steps in front of it, gives his own offense really good field position. They were able to put another touchdown on the board. The Patriots have looked, this looks like a different team, obviously, than the team that's played all year, and especially the team that played last week when they didn't get anything on the board.
Over the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
In single digits each week, already 14 on the board tonight. From the 20-yard line, Jalen Warren flanking Trubisky in the backfield. Trubisky rolling, keeping. Down he goes after a gain of 3.
I think we came in tonight knowing that it's going to be tough on Trubisky, but especially considering that Jalen Warren and Najee Harris have been a non-factor so far in running the football. I mean, Harris has 6 yards on 6 carries. Warren -2 yards.
Number 76 is an eligible receiver.
Obviously easy to point to Trubisky in his passing game, but they need more from this offensive line in this running game to take some of the pressure off of what they're doing throwing the ball, because it's right now they're out of rhythm in a big way.
Meanwhile, the touchdown maker Henry goes into the tent on the New England side. 2nd down and 7. Flag. And a 2-yard gain here for Warren. Clay Martin to give us the call.
If I were Mike Tomlin, illegal formation at week 14 or whatever week we're in right now, that would drive me crazy. 5 men in the backfield.
Got to have at least 7 up front. Looking over to Belichick to see what he wants to do. There's a 2-yard gain. Will be
illegal
3rd and 5
formation
or
on the offense. Number 76 had reported as an eligible receiver, but did not cover the tackle.
Okay.
Penalties decline. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, he'll take the play. It's a Cora 4. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He is exorcised.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to make mistakes, but you just can't make mental mistakes, you know. And again, they end up declining. It gets to another 3rd down, and they've not converted yet on 3rd down tonight.
Go, Mike's 8, Mike's 8.
3rd and 5. Rush 4. Trubisky throws, and that one's thrown out of bounds. Intended there for Deontay Johnson, his first target of the night. And the boos are raining down there after every play.
Yeah, I think low percentage throw on 3rd down and medium, instead of trying to find something, you know, where tight end or back out of the backfield or a matchup with a crosser. They go for a heave-ho downfield, no shot.
Marvin, short kick. He takes a New England bounce, and more boos rain down. Ooh, what a start for the Steelers tonight. 9:48 left in the half. 14-3 Pats.
I can't help but think about the tease when Mike Tomlin talked about they played JV football last week against the Cardinals, who are 2-10. By the way, they're a 5th seed. They're right in the thick of things. This is a must-win game, and they're playing a team who's 2-10 again, the Patriots, and this is the effort that they put forth here for about a quarter and a half.
Pretty terrible thus far. Here's Elliott. And meanwhile, the crowd frustrated about so many things, but they looked at that schedule and they said, hey, we've got Arizona coming in. We've got New England coming in. Those are 2 wins. They've already lost to Arizona, and now they're 11 points down to the other 2-win team.
Yeah, and you got some great leaders. You know, people wanted to blame Matt Canada. They wanted to blame this. They wanted to blame that. It's like at some point, the leaders on this team have always been the difference in the Steelers, the great Steelers team. They lead from within as the leadership from the players. They need to step up right now. Somebody needs to make some plays, get some fire back in this team.
Sappy throws, caught about 3 yards shy of the first, but trying to pick up a little extra yardage there is Farrell Brown.
I guess what's just amazing, I'm sure for you and I watching, people at home watching, is that the Patriots are 2-10. I mean, to get a team to continue to play with fire and to be inspired and to give you some, like, we're showing up, we're going to be accountable, and as he says, do your job. You're seeing that from a team that's 2-10. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh's they're right in the thick of this thing with a wild card, and it's like they almost have looked disinterested the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Tomlin said horrible day at the office, and this one has started out the same way. 3rd down and 3. Montgomery's in the game. Zappy throws. That's caught on the run, getting free. Juju Smith-Schuster takes it to the 25-yard line.
They continue to go after these linebackers on 3rd down. Again, they've had so many injuries. You see them showing pressure. They drop here, and that opens it up. Watch his head get on a swivel. He worries about to his right. Great job of recognizing that by Zappy. He had 2 options in the middle. Linebacker takes his option off to the left. The tight ends, no problem. Gets the ball to Juju Smith for that 1st down.
28-yard gain. He's already picked up 82 receiving yards tonight. Most he's had in any game this season. Zappy throwing, caught, Henry, touchdown. Whoa. So Henry, who scored the prior touchdown, went into the medical tent for just a moment, comes back and scores again.
How about this throw by the kid?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Casey's playing half field. Usually you can't make this throw with the safety sitting back there. But he gives it a little pump fake. He throws it on a line and somehow gets it over 23. Great concentration by the big tight end. But you're not supposed to be able to make that throw with the safety sitting back there ready to jump on that. I thought it might be a pick, but it's a touchdown.
Right over the head of KZ. Ryland for the extra point. Halfway through the second quarter. Stunningly, if you're just tuning in, yep, there are 24 points on the board.
Boy, Bailey Zappi really stepped up tonight. Give Bill O'Brien a lot of credit. The opening drive, just doing a good job of mixing up the play calls. You're thinking they'd be conservative tonight, right? Let's be careful tonight with Zappi against this Pittsburgh defense. Opening drive, they go right down the field for a touchdown. Great throw to Henry. Look at this safety back there. Somehow he's able to get that over top of him. Right now, number 4 is feeling it for the Patriots in this offense. Where's this been all year?
11 of 7. Well, he's been on the bench most of the year. That's where he's been. 11 of 17 for 168 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Just the execution of it. Yep. I mean, and he looks great. I mean, you could just tell he is feeling it right now.
So, I mean, we mentioned it at the start. You get shut out, but you still get another start. Belichick talking about him, saying he doesn't ride the roller coaster. He liked the fact that the emotions were very, very steady. And look what he's done tonight. I mean, take a look at this.
I mean, I thought what Jake Browning did the other night. No one expected to see that in Jacksonville, and now here we have another experience with a backup quarterback nobody expected much from, who's stepped up in a big way first half.
And Will Levis in his first start at Tennessee.
Yep.
A few weeks ago threw 4 touchdown passes. Touchback here, we go to Kaylee.
Well, guys, at each step in Bailey Zappi's career, he's been doubted, told he wasn't fast enough or athletic enough. But his college offensive coordinator for 4 years, Zach Kittley, told me he has never seen Zappi's confidence waver because Zappi believes he can outwork anybody. Zappi said it was a wake-up call when he got cut by the Patriots in camp. And yet, even as he signed with their practice squad the very next day, he told Kittley, trust me, I've got this. Eventually, I'll be the starter.
Well, he's not going to lose his job before the end of this game. I know that.
Could not have gone any better here.
Perfect. Meanwhile, the Steelers down by 18. Flip out here to Warren. And finally they get something. Mock cheer, Bronx cheer. 14-yard gains tackled there by Jalen Mills.
I just like to see anytime you can get Jalen Warren or in the ball in space, you know, whether he's running an outside zone where he's able to kind of find that outside, stretch it, and then get upfield, or this. You got 3 blockers in front of him. Receivers do their job, and he doesn't need a lot of room. He's got great sudden and quickness to be able to get upfield. So nice, easy throw. Good blocks up front. Nice positive game.
Najee Harris back in. He takes it, then he flips the ball here to Calvin Austin. And Austin gives the crowd something to cheer about as he takes it to the 50-yard line on a trick play. Isaac Seumalo leading the way, number 73, first down.
Trubisky trying to get involved there, maybe take some of his frustration out, and they're trying to open his playbook up. That's Warren, by the way, in motion, maybe trying to draw the defense's attention, and they go back the other way. Watch Trubisky. Appreciate the effort there trying to take out Jabril Peppers. So back-to-back positive first down plays here for this Pittsburgh offense. And what you could call this a drive where they have to come away with some points here, down 21-3.
Yep. Ball at the 49-yard line. Pressure, gets it away, caught, and then taking the ball into Patriot territory is Connor Hayward. Pressure that time put on, but he's able to get it away by Kyle Duggar.
I think the most frustrating part of this so far is they've not been able to control the line of scrimmage and run the football. You know, in the last 3 weeks, they've been able to do that. Now, it's a bigger challenge, as we said. It's going to be tough to see how they do against one of the best run defenses in the league. But by not being able to get that run game going, they're not getting the safeties down to create the one-on-one opportunities for Pickens.
2nd and 5. And fighting his way for what should be a first down, Najee Harris. By the way, when Connor Hayward made that last catch, brother Cam, of course, played on the other side. They're going to mark it a little bit short for Harris, and they're going to come up no huddle here on 3rd and inches. And a non-tush push will net the first down from Mitch Trubisky.
We're not in Philly.
We're not, that's right.
We're definitely not in Philly.
We're across the state, yeah. Under 5 now to play in the opening half. Trubisky's only thrown 10 times, 36 yards plus the pick. Harris doing next to nothing on the ground. Pickens has caught 1.
Hey, okay. Mike's 48. Mike's 48. Gain 8.
Mike 20.
Warren to the 35-yard line. Jelani Tavai makes the stop there.
You know, one of the indicators that teams have, I think, study receivers and how they come off the line on a run versus a pass. Here's George Pickens on a run this last play. He's kind of taking the play off, you know, and I think that sends a message to me, to your team. I look at receivers when it comes to their willingness to block and the effort that they're willing to put forth, kind of represents the pulse of a team. Bad look for this Pittsburgh offense.
Yeah, perfect point. 2nd down and 5. The pass is low and incomplete, but a flag is thrown. Try to get it in there to Freiermuth, covered there by Kyle Duggar. So it was 2nd down and 5. And a little conference here amongst 4 officials. Now down to 3. And awaiting the call from Clay Martin.
Pass interference. Defense number 23. It's a spot foul. Automatic first down.
Well, I think Freiermuth in the middle of this offense. We have Deontay Johnson on the outside. Pickens, who can get downfield, stretch a defense. It opens up the middle. We saw that 2 weeks ago when they went to Cincinnati in the first game that Mike Sullivan called. They got him the ball with the safety splitting. He was able to work down the middle of those seams. And I'm sure that's something they want to at some point try to get to again tonight. He's a great weapon. Reminds me a lot of a younger Mark Andrews of Baltimore with his body and his versatility and what he can do.
Warren stacked up after picking up about 4. Juwan Bentley, the first guy to hit him there. They picked up 4 first downs on this drive. Started back at their own 25. It's consumed more than 4 minutes. You're right. It's so important, I think, for this team to get on the board before the half.
Yeah, you talked about Mike Tomlin feeling this was a redemption week and what they need to do. I think this is a redemption drive down 21-3. They have to come away with some points, get themselves to believe. Remember, they did the first, so they get the ball in the second half. They got to get themselves to believe that they can come back in this game.
So Hayward and Watt, the defense on that sideline. 2nd down and 6. Here comes the blitz from the outside. They pick it up. The pass is going to be caught in the end zone by Johnson. Touchdown. 25 yards. Duggar was blitzing. They picked them up. Gave Trubisky the time to send it toward the end zone for their first touchdown of the night.
That's a good job by the protection. You mentioned Najee Harris and also Trubisky. He feels this pressure right here. Najee Harris comes over and picks it up, but Trubisky knows it's there. Watch him move in the pocket, help Najee Harris out, and then puts that over that outside shoulder of Deontay Johnson to make that play over top of J.C. Jackson for the touchdown. So they answered the call. They needed the points, and they got them.
And if you like the over, they've also answered the call. Chris Boswell with the extra point with 2:50 to go in the first half. 21-10 New England.
Only on Prime.
Considered the league's most prestigious honor, the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award recognizes NFL players who have exhibited excellence on the field and whose passion to impact lives extends beyond the game. This year's nominee for the Patriots is Jonathan Jones. For the Steelers, Cam Hayward, NFL Man of the Year, announced at NFL Honors Thursday, February the 8th on CBS. There they are. So a lot of people thought, that there'd only be like 30, some people, consensus 30 points in this game. Not AWS. They didn't weigh in on this. But your friendly local bookmaker and a few other or unfriendly ones. Kaylee will be next. We'll get a report from her in a second as Montgomery gets stopped at the 22-yard line, and down we go to Kaylee.
Wow, both of the Walter Payton nominees featured tonight. They want to empower the next generation. Jones, he was inspired by his 8-year-old daughter, Skylar, to become the first male ambassador for Play Like a Girl. And his Next Step Foundation is impacting kids in New England and in his home state of Georgia. And because 6-time nominee Hayward believes that every kid needs someone rooting for them, his Hayward House is doing just that, fighting childhood hunger, spreading kindness, among other initiatives, guys.
Yep, 13 great seasons in the National Football League for number 97.
What a player.
Yeah, tremendous.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. New England number 41. Penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal. First down.
It's on Brendan Schooler.
Well after the whistle. Just loses his cool there. And they would have had the ball at the 22. And you look at the time, 2:46. The way your quarterback's playing, you know, you're thinking about getting into field goal range. Maybe they still will, but now they go all the way back to their 11-yard line.
Gets an earful from Joe Judge, the special teams coach. Was the head coach of the Giants for a couple of years. So you have 2:46. Each team has its full complement of timeouts. Start from the 11. Crowd back into it now. Elliott. Decent hold. Closes quickly. Gain of 4, second down and 6.
Steelers call a timeout here. I think they're sensing it may be a conservative approach.
Timeout.
Use their timeouts,
Pittsburgh,
try to get
first.
the ball back.
30-second timeout.
See if they can get in field goal range themselves.
So week 14, beginning tonight, they're division leaders. And your wild card teams of the season ended right now. Steelers, Browns, Colts, and almost everybody else is in the hunt.
And look at those teams at 6-6. Here's the game back. These next 4 or 5 weeks are going to be very exciting.
Second down and 6. That's caught for a first down. As Ty Montgomery makes the grab there. He's been around 9 years in the league, played with New Orleans last season. First down.
Go after Michael Walker again in coverage. Remember Cole Holcomb, Quan Alexander, Roberts with a groin, so they've had to bring some others up. They've signed Blake Martinez, who had officially retired. I mean, they are beat up at linebacker. Walker's been playing a lot. Mark Robinson. New England knew that was a potential opportunity, and they've attacked that a lot here in this first half.
And that first down enables them to run some time off the clock after New England had used their first timeout. Coming up on the 2-minute warning here. Zappi to the outside, and a leaping grab is made there by Thornton, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 21-10.
2-minute warning.
Patriots leading the Steelers in Pittsburgh on this Thursday night. There are elegantly garbed State Farm halftime show crew. You know what their wardrobe budget must be?
I can't even imagine.
Look at that. Sherman, you're really looking spiffy tonight. Look at this.
I mean, I didn't know they had help till a couple weeks ago.
No kidding. I know. We're shaped.
You and I are just schlepping around.
Yeah, we're going to the Army Navy surplus store. No problem. 2nd and 7. That pass is low and juggled and out of bounds, incomplete. Intended there for Ty Montgomery. 3rd and 7.
It's one of the few mistakes we've seen from this receiver group. We're focusing a lot on Zappi, but one of the big questions I think a lot of people have had is they've had some injuries on the outside, just haven't been real consistent at receiver. Tonight, that's been a different story. The tight ends, obviously, with Hunter Henry, but the receivers playing much better tonight to give Zappi some separation and some chances. Let's see what happens here on this 3rd down.
Don't get the first down here. And Pittsburgh can use the time. Pittsburgh's looking for that 2-for-1. Get the ball, score at the end of the half, and get it to start the second half. 3rd and 7. Zappi throws, caught, and that's going to be enough for a first down. So Hunter Henry having a big night. 2 touchdowns already. That's his third catch of the night. And that forces Pittsburgh into not being able to use timeout.
Owinu, the right tackle, who's really a guard, holding up on an island often against T.J. Watt here, which is a big surprise. Especially in these 2-minute warning, obvious passing situations. Watt pinning his ears back, coming after him.
Look out. Sack. 31-yard line. Landon Roberts, haven't called his name tonight. But Roberts comes in, makes the sack. Played in 3 Super Bowls, Landon did with New England. And now Pittsburgh can take a timeout.
This is well designed. These two set a pick right here, and then Roberts works around that pick. Nice job of being patient, works around it. New England doesn't communicate. And again, one of the first times we've seen Zappe with serious pressure. This line, for the most part, has done a heck of a job taking care of it.
10-yard sack, second down, and a little flexing of the right arm, right elbow. So he paid a price there. We'll check it out here on second down and 20. Steelers have 1 timeout remaining. Going to keep it on the ground. Going to make Pittsburgh use that final timeout. Fitzpatrick takes Elliott down. Be third down and 21. Back in 30 seconds.
This season, give the iPhone 15 Pro with titanium. Get it with Boost Infinite. And send your favorite people to a wireless wonderland of endless delight, where they'll unwrap the joy of the latest iPhone year after year after year. Give the titanium iPhone 15 Pro. Enjoy unlimited wireless and the latest iPhone every year for $60 a month. Boost Infinite.
All right, third and 21. And a whistle here. Now you got a blood spot on Zappe's right elbow. So Clay Martin comes in. And he's going to, thought for the moment take him out, but no. It's going to reset that play clock. 25 seconds. I'm assuming they're going to just run the ball, take all the time off the clock, and leave Pittsburgh with nothing instead of, trying to go for 21 yards here.
Yeah, I think that's why they ran the ball in the last play, to set up this run right here.
Exactly, real simple. And Belichick pretty good at working the clock for all these years.
Don't leave it up to him.
He's only been coaching 49 years in the National Football League. Started as a low-level assistant to Ted Marchibroda back in Detroit in the 70s, and then Marchibroda succeeded him when Cleveland moved to Baltimore back in '96. Interesting trail with Bill. We'll get into it in the second half, what the future might or might not hold for him. Meanwhile, they'll run that clock all the way down, leave Pittsburgh with almost no time at all, as Barringer will get set to send it skyward for the 4th time in the game. And they'll use all of the clock. 5 yards hardly mattering here.
Timeout by New England was called prior to any movement on the line. It's a 30-second timeout.
Okay. Yeah, of course, one of the stories has been Bill Belichick. I mentioned it's an everyday story. Yeah. It's not only the story du jour, but every day. And we'll talk about it in the second half. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of possibilities, and a ton of speculation.
Yeah, I think anytime you have a Hall of Fame career, the best coach to ever coach, and a couple years ago, the way they have, people are going to start to speculate.
Yep.
I think he gets asked all the time, "Is this it? Is this it?" And he says, "Well, I'm on to Pittsburgh."
Absolutely, as he said last week. That's Calvin Austin. With Bill, it's always about next week. Don't forget, in 2014, they looked terrible in a Monday night game in Kansas City, and then all of a sudden, it looks like the new guy, Jimmy Garoppolo, is about ready to take over for Tom Brady. So we did the Sunday night game, Collinsworth and I. We go to Foxborough. All of the papers are talking about it's Garoppolo's time, right? Brady's finished. Brady's finished.
I remember that.
In 2014, they win the game, they kill him. And what happens at the end of the year? Brady wins the Super Bowl.
That's why I think, like, the automatic assumption that it's time to move on. I don't think that's always just the easy answer. I think a lot of times they've tried to do that with him. Now, Tom Brady's not here, so it's a totally different story.
Really?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's a different set of circumstances, obviously, but we'll get into that more, I guess, in a second half.
I didn't realize he left.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, end of the half, 21-10. State Farm halftime show coming up after this break.
Of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Week 14 of the NFL season continues Sunday on CBS and Fox, followed by Sunday Night Football in Dallas as the Eagles face the Cowboys on NBC. And Week 14 concludes Monday night with Titans-Dolphins on ESPN and Packers-Giants on ABC. Stream games live on your mobile device with NFL Plus.
Prime Stories Now is presented by Verizon.
It's going to be a physical game. It's going to start at the line of scrimmage and it's going to end at the line of scrimmage.
Let's go!
I'm really cool, calm, and collected. I try to control what I can control.
I'm excited, first time going back. It'd be cool to see Mike Tomlin play against those boys.
Pulled in by Juju Smith-Schuster. The former Steeler comes home, floats a pass here to Zeke, dives, touchdown. Go figure. Zappy to the end zone is going to be hauled in for the touchdown. Hunter Henry.
Hey, happy birthday, y'all!
Halftime, 21-10. New England on top as we start the third quarter. So the last time a Patriots player had 3 first-half touchdown passes, it was Tom Brady, 2018 in Week 17. Most points allowed by the Steelers in the first half at home since the 2020 wild card game when they gave up 28 in the first quarter and 35.5 to Cleveland. And Hunter Henry, happy birthday to him. 2 TDs on his birthday. Nobody's done that since Darryl Stingley back in 1977. There he is, Hunter Henry, who spent a couple of minutes in the medical tent in between touchdown grabs. Just a few moments ago, Kaylee with Mike Tomlin.
Well, Coach, after a slow start, Mitch Trubisky found the end zone on that last drive. How does he sustain that in the second half?
We just got to play one play at a time. We got to take our opportunities when given. We just got to be tighter and sharper than we were in the first half in all 3 phases.
You called this redemption week. How do you guys achieve that?
We got the ball to start the half, man. That's going to have a lot to say about it. We can't warm up to it. We got 30 minutes of action.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, Mike Tomlin, they get the ball to start the second half here. They were down by 18. Zappy, great first half. Trubisky able to get him into the end zone at the end of the half. These 2 fabled coaches, certainly on Belichick's side. First ballot Hall of Famer, unanimous. He will be. Meanwhile, Tomlin, 16 years in the league. Bouncing ball is taken at the 2-yard line. Iguabuke looking for room. Cuts it back. Brings it up to the 17-yard line. They'll start from there.
Yeah, they finally found a rhythm offensively at the end of that first half. They ran a screen to Jalen Warren. They got a reverse with a Trubisky block. They picked up a few first downs and then ended up getting into that rhythm, and they throw the touchdown pass to Deontay Johnson. So see if they can pick up where they left off as an offense, because that was really the first time they felt like they found the offensive kind of rhythm that they were looking for the entire first 30 minutes.
Yeah, Trubisky 6 of 11 for 61 yards.
Hey, Mike's left, Mike's left.
In the pocket. Settles for underneath. And nothing happening right there as Harris is taken down by Tavai.
Trubisky's been challenged his entire career, like a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL. But I think tonight, you saw him challenged. He threw an ugly pick. Crowd was booing. They're chanting Mason Rudolph, booing him relentlessly after any incompletion. And he was able to fight through that adversity. And there's a look at Mason Rudolph and get him on the board. Now, I don't know if he's going to bring him back in his second half, but he showed a lot of guts there to be able to get through that part of this game.
Yeah, no question. Second down and 10. draw. Harris. You know, it's so funny. You've been around a long time where, you know, oftentimes if the starter's not doing well, they want the number 2 quarterback is the most popular guy in town. Tonight, for a while, the number 3 quarterback was the most popular guy in town.
No doubt about that. I mean, Mason Rudolph's a guy that was booed last year when they brought him in preseason. So, you know, it's just been one of those years for this offense. Anytime you let your offensive coordinator go in the middle of the year, obviously it's a struggle. They're searching for an identity.
Let's go. Mike's 8. Mike's 8.
And there was the number 1 quarterback, Kenny Pickett.
Mike is 8.
Ankle surgery on the shelf for, they say, 2 to 4 weeks. 3rd and 4, pass caught. That'll pick up a first down. Get the crowd into it. Fryermuth making the grab there.
It's a nice option route, and he's such a dangerous weapon and has such a good feel for zone or man. It's almost like he just trots off the line of scrimmage. He's just reading where's the leverage, and he just turns. You know, that's a, depending on what defense they're in, he knows exactly how far he needs to go to get beyond the sticks and just flips around. And you know that Trubisky was locked in on big 88 there. Anytime he turned, the ball was coming out.
His second catch of the night.
Like 20%.
Give it to Austin. He in turn gives it to Warren. Circles all the way back. Starts to stumble. That one doesn't work. The earlier trick play did. Second down. Dietrich Wise makes the tackle. That's a loss of 7 yards.
Remember, they had that big reverse earlier, and they don't fool him this time. Wise does his job. This guy's a big man, very underrated at 6'6", 280, playing on that edge. Starts to commit down and then sees what Warren's doing. And just by getting in the way and slowing him down allows the speed of that defense. So good discipline that time and good vision by the big defensive end, Dietrich Wise.
Hey, you gonna hog that? Oh, we're good. We're good.
Warren gets to about the 30-yard line. Tavai making the tackle there. 3rd and 11 upcoming.
Really kind of been on a national level. You look at the National Football League, you start thinking about, name some great players on this Patriots defense. I think that's why I love this defense so much. It's really hard to think of names that just jump out. With Judon out with his injury, there just isn't that guy. The rookie Christian Gonzalez started to flash a little early, then he goes down with an injury. Other than that, it's just a bunch of guys who love to play football together and play hard as a unit.
And that's happened a lot in the Belichick years in New England. Brings guys in off the street, they do the job. 3rd down and 10. Catch is made. Hurdles made. Close to a first down. Connor Hayward, Cam's brother. And it's enough for the first.
I was looking for 97 to come down there and give him a big bear hug. What a job by the big man. It got up and over. I mean, I thought, oh, he's just checking it down. They're going to have to punt this away. But Hayward had different ideas. First, the athleticism there, and then the power to bounce off of that, and then the awareness to get the ball across the marker.
Jones looking for the license plate on that runaway truck. First down from the 40-yard line. Breaks a tackle. Does Harris. And turns what might have been a 2-yard loss into a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3. Duggar making the tackle.
Yeah, it looked like Jennings had him, and then Duggar had him. Both times it looked like he was going to be brought down in the backfield, and that's what Najee Harris brings to this offense, is that physicality. He's been more explosive, you know, this year. He's 11 runs over 15 yards or more, and in 21 and 22 had 16. So he's definitely been able to stretch things out. But that time, it was all about just being physical and breaking those tackles.
9 carries for him, 23 yards. Warren back in there. Flip it to Warren. And Warren takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line of the Patriots. Miles Bryant makes the tackle. First down, Steelers.
So again, much like we saw at the end of the first half on that drive that led to a touchdown, some couple reverses, one in the earlier drive, one here, some screens, getting the ball to Warren out in space. Almost got ahead of his lineman, but put the brakes on, let them get out in front of him.
Hey, Mike is 8. Mike's 8. It's punked. 8-8.
Like 20%.
Warren stacked up. Lawrence Guy is right there. Guy in his 13th year in the league. Second and long.
It's another guy that you just don't think much of. But these defensive linemen, usually you think about these guys at a 3-4. They're just going to eat up these linemen. But look how he uses his hands and gets off of blocks. And that's a thing of beauty. And usually big defensive linemen, they're just trying to keep those linebackers free. But rotating in, staying fresh, good depth up front.
Came over from Baltimore 6 years ago. 13th season in the league for Lawrence Guy. Second down and 8. That pass dangerous and incomplete. Miles Bryant was there over the top of Allen Robinson to knock it down. Third down and 8 now.
Well, I feel like Miles Bryant was in the offensive huddle on this, the fourth-year player out of Washington. He's to our right in the slot, and he just jumps this. Like he jumped that before the ball even got out. He's just simply reading Allen Robinson. Doesn't feel any threat at all downfield. Allen Robinson is either blocking or everything's underneath. That's why it gives him the cushion. But great quick reaction allows him to get in there and separate that football.
Send an extra man and then get him sacked back at the 49-yard line. Bryant and Duggar both coming in. They blocked Duggar out of what was the touchdown pass before. Not this time. Fourth down.
Again, they're mixing up their looks, doing it mostly on these third down plays. Confuse him, take away his primary off to the left. He just doesn't have an answer. You could see how uncomfortable he was with his eyes. Once he came off his primary read that was taken away, eyes went down, no answers.
Harvin to boot it. Going to let it go and going to bounce into the end zone. So that drive took 7 minutes, but it stalled, and it's still 21-10.
Dale just saved big on a Bluetooth speaker at Amazon. And oh boy.
Mamacita.
Shop last minute deals now at Amazon. Get it, Mama.
Join Eddie Murphy and Tracy Ellis Ross. New holiday comedy movie the whole family will love. Candy Cane Lane. Watch now only on Prime Video. It was shot downtown Pittsburgh on a 44-degree Thursday night. Wind not a factor. Zappi throws. It's caught. Elliott breaks the tackle in the backfield. And Zeke having a nice night with a 16-yard gain out to the 36-yard line. Again, Ramondre Stevenson is their #1 back, but he's hurt. He's out at least tonight, and we'll see about whether he plays again in their next game in 10 days. And meanwhile, Zeke showing a lot of what he showed in Dallas, and now you've got Keanu Benton, the rookie out of Wisconsin, who's been a force of late, who's down on the grass. So for the Steelers, Watt's been in and out, Highsmith out, and now you got Benton down with an injury timeout here. For the third quarter, 21-10. New England on top with the confluence. Meanwhile, Tomlin, I think, had some choice words for Pickens during the break.
Yeah, he's just, I think, communicating how important it is for him to show some maturity and just kind of keep fighting and being a part of what this offense is trying to do. Everybody's frustrated, but you got to fight through it.
Yeah, Pickens tonight's caught one target, 4 yards, period. Drive starts from the 36. Zappi throws, knocked down, and a flag down.
They're going to get McDermott, that left tackle, holding on Nate Herbig.
Holding. Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Yeah, McDermott. Trent Brown is their #1 guy, but missed 3 games this year.
Herbig has a big role tonight with Alex Highsmith out for the rest of the game. The rookie out of Wisconsin has great twitch. Bit of a tweener coming out. He's 6'2", about 240. But he works very hard with T.J. Watt, but another obvious player out of Wisconsin. So in the offseason, they train, and Herbig has always studied T.J. Watt.
So 1st and 20. Elliott makes the grab, cuts to the inside. Out to the 34 goes Zeke. Mentioned as a rookie. Led the league in rushing. Led the league in rushing in his 3rd year. Of course, a stellar career. And the night he jumped into the Salvation Army barrel on a Sunday night game in Dallas. Can't forget it.
Big personality. It's great to see him get this opportunity tonight. You know, Bill O'Brien, they haven't run the football a lot tonight with Zeke Elliott. Not been able to run it well. 10 carries, 22 yards. But he does have 6 catches.
Yep.
They are finding ways to get his hands on the ball.
Yeah, 85 yards from scrimmage. 2nd down and 12. Here he goes again. He went up and over the 2,000 carry mark in his career in the first half. And that'll make it 3rd down and about 7.
Just to go back to what Bailey Zappi and Trubisky, we talked about this being kind of a theme or an important aspect of this game is not just playing like Zappi has and making plays, but you getting your own territory, avoiding that turnover. Trubisky threw one, gave the Patriots great field position, ended up cashing in for a touchdown. Zappi was in a zone in the first half. Let's see what he does here with this opportunity on 3rd down.
Zappi's thrown for 220 and 3 touchdowns. 3rd and 7, hanging in, but not for long. Cam Hayward, who's been relatively quiet tonight, but a spectacular career in his 13th season out of Ohio State. Picked him #1 back in 2011, gets the sack here.
It's for Steelers fans, how great is it to see 97? He's going up against a rookie right guard, Sidiso, and just works through him. He's got such great strength with that bull rush and good coverage downfield, frees him up to get home.
The rookie Bryce Barringer sends it toward the near sideline and bounces out of bounds near the Pittsburgh bench, and they will spot the ball at the 26-yard line. 5:12 to go in the 3rd. Pats by 11. Well, a lot of people think so. He's certainly very much at the top of that conversation. So the question now becomes, he's under contract for 1 more year. There's a ton of speculation. Who knows? Maybe Bill knows, maybe Bob Kraft knows, maybe Jonathan Kraft knows. Everybody else is speculating. We know a lot of people who are close to the situation, and anybody who says they know, they don't know. They don't know, except for maybe those guys. But the options are manifold going into next season. Does he come back to coach the team again next year? Is one way. Meanwhile, Trubisky throws here. Short pass caught by Pickens there. Does another team look to hire him, and then a trade is affected? And that's the way he came to New England in a trade with the Jets back in 2000. Does he get fired? I say the chances of that are 0.2%. Does he go into television? You know how crazy that sounds, but he won an Emmy on that Best of 100 show with Chris Collinsworth and Rich Eisen. Did a fantastic job. Second down and 5 here. Going to toss back here.
The only
Nothing
guy
happening.
that knows is Bill Belichick.
Belichick, and I think Robert Kraft would have to know, and everybody's staying mum. How about this? If he goes into television, they put him in the booth with Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady next year on Fox.
There's the answer.
Okay?
I love it.
Or he goes on tour with John Bon Jovi. So we have all these possibilities, and nobody knows right now.
You're throwing them all out there.
Take your pick.
Throw him in there with Tommy Brady. That'd be fun.
That'd be great. It's like Earl Weaver and Jim Palmer. I had those guys for a bunch of years back in baseball.
Hey, you're right. He did a great job.
He did.
When he did that studio show with Chris and Rich.
3rd down and 6. One-handed catch, but short of the first down by plenty. Jonathan Jones makes the stop. So, of course, this will be the ongoing saga in New England. Also, you know, Bill in his 70s, so another team that wants him, I mean, it has to be a relatively short-term situation. What does he do? You know, if he'd have to build a new staff, basically.
I think the biggest question that he has to answer himself is, does he still have the fire? Like, does he still wake up and have that competitive fire? Nobody, again, knows that except himself.
Fair caught at the 31-yard line by Miles Bryant. So you look at his career accomplishments, and of course, tons of them. 300 regular season wins, 31 postseason wins, 6 championships, as you know. The Lombardi's 11 straight division titles. Took over in 2000. He was going to become the head coach of the New York Jets. That famous press conference where he left that notepad on the, or his note on the table there on the podium. Not going to be the HC of the NYJ. Kraft had to give up a #1 pick for him. First year he was 5-11, and then after that, off to the races.
I think the biggest thing we've learned in these last few years with Tom Brady moving on is that as good as Bill Belichick is, you got to have, you're not going to get another Tom Brady, but you got to have a difference maker at that position to give yourself a chance to be competitive.
Right. You know, our pregame crew had a great conversation. I don't know if you saw it before the game, but you're talking about, you know, a lot of people say, well, Belichick's nothing without Brady. That's total nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they were a hell of a team. It's real simple.
Yeah, they work together. It's like looking at Bill Walsh and Joe Montana.
Right.
You know, Bill Walsh was outstanding. He was really good when Joe Montana was back there and Steve Young.
Right.
You know, it works hand in hand.
2nd and 3. And Elliott will set up a 3rd down and short.
I think there's one area you're going to critique. It's not the football coach and what he does. It's putting the roster together and what they've done over these last few years. Now that's the aspect that if you're going to really critique and look at New England and say where they could get better, that's the obvious area that jumps out when you look at some of these draft picks.
No question about that. And look, he got all of the power after he'd won that 3rd Super Bowl. So he was the coach, even though he had other guys in the office who were very important, Nick Caserio, Ernie Adams, and other people. It was Bill who made the ultimate decisions. 3rd and 2. And that'll be a 1st down. And just to put a bow on it, if he goes someplace else, is that owner ready to give him that autonomy? Or will Bill just say, you know what, I'll just coach the team?
Right, right. Be fascinating. One way or another, you know, if he comes back, he's probably going to go out and find a quarterback. You know, do they go out and try to find a quarterback that's already in the league? Do they go out with the draft and try to? So a lot of big names are going to be coming out in the draft this year that are very capable, but you're starting over, you know, with another rookie quarterback. So be an interesting offseason, obviously, with New England and everything that's in front of them.
Zappi. Broken up, intercepted. Fitzpatrick was in the middle of it, and meanwhile that is Walker, Michael Walker, with the interception and taking it down deep into New England territory.
Well, they've attacked these linebackers. They've attacked them. This time it's Roberts who looks like he gets involved here, number 50, to be able to make a play on the ball right here. They've attacked this area most of this game. Good job by Roberts, who's really known more for his 1st and 2nd down play, but this time against Juju Smith, he's able to get his hand in there, knock that football loose, and it goes up into the air. So they've been going to that region. This time it ends up paying off for the Steelers. Good heads-up play, and we talked about these quarterbacks. Don't make the disastrous play in your own territory, and Patriots have done that right here with Zappi.
Walker, 4th year out of Fresno State. Picked them up as a free agent this year. Makes the play that can put them right back into the game after a 1-yard carry here. Gottschall makes the tackle there. Final minute of the 3rd quarter.
Remember this first half when they were down 21-3, we said, where is the leadership? Where's the fire from this Steelers team? This is a team that's 7-5 in the thick of things in the AFC wildcard race. They're not playing like that after a tough game last week against the Cardinals. Give them credit for giving themselves a chance here. Now can they capitalize and punch it into the end zone?
2nd and 9. Good protection, but good coverage as well by the secondary, and he has to flip it away. Booze rained down again. 3rd and 9.
Good protection, better coverage downfield. All he could do is throw it away. So here they go with a big 3rd down. Only hit 3 of 10 so far.
Trubisky has thrown for only 92 yards on 12 of 19. 3rd down and 9. Pressure from behind. He's going to run. Trubisky looking for the first down. Going to come up a little bit short. Starts to slide a couple of yards short. Bentley is there. That's going to take us to the end of the quarter. And a 4th and 2 to begin the 4th period. End of 3 in Pittsburgh. 21-10 New England. Back after this.
This is the end.
Starting the 4th quarter, what are they going to do? They're going to go for it or kick it, and they're going to go for it. Chris Boswell never put his helmet on the sideline, so right from the get-go, they're going to go for it on 4th down and a long 2. Trubisky dancing, flips it, and it's going to be short of the first down, and they'll turn the ball over. So he flips it to Warren, needed 2 yards, got 1. Patriots take over. You got Mack Wilson in on the stop.
Well, the Patriots know this is the target when they get down to this area, and watch what they do to Freiermuth right here. You got 2 guys. One of them hits him, Bentley. He breaks free, but by the time he sees him, it's too late. He comes off of him and just flips it to Warren because of that coverage and recognition by Juwan Bentley. So good job of anticipating the big tight end as the target. Took him away. You can see the frustration there with the Steelers.
And Wilson right there as well. So they get the ball back at their own 7-yard line. So Tomlin rolling the dice. Crapping out on that one. Down by 11. Pass on the outside. Short game. Thornton makes the catch. Patrick Peterson, 13th year in the league. Been around a long time. Arizona and Minnesota most recently with the stop.
The bigger plays that Zeke Elliott has made tonight is on that interception where he hustled, prevented Pittsburgh from getting into the end zone on that interception. Chased it down and hustled and forced the Steelers offense onto the field.
2nd and 7. Elliott over the right side. 3rd and 2.
You go back to that tackle on the interception. It's a good job, good play. We talked about Roberts making the play to deflect it. Walker gets the tip. Now watch Zeke Elliott hustle downfield. If he doesn't make that play, he goes into the end zone. So good job of coming up with that. Defense steps up.
Yeah, Zeke getting the opportunity with an injury to Stevenson and making the very most of it. You're right, that tackle save would have been a touchdown. 3rd down and 2 from the 15-yard line. Zappi flushed out. Going to throw on the run along the sideline. And that is Thornton who is there. And it's incomplete. So, from deep in their own territory, they'll punt it back to the Steelers.
There's this spin move from T.J. Watt from the outside back to the inside, flushes him. I'll tell you, Zappi, don't make that critical error. Almost does it again, throws behind and late. Look how close that was to an interception.
It's Porter who almost had the pick. And the kick is going to be blocked. Miles Killebrew, their special teams maven, gets in there. And that's going to set Pittsburgh up at around the 25-yard line.
Ever since the touchdown at the end of the first half, the Steelers have come alive. Now they got to capitalize on the opportunities. They missed it after the interception. Good hustle play right here. Bounces right off his chest. And the Steelers are going to get outstanding field position.
Killebrew, their special teams ace. Ball skids out to the 26-yard line. 13.5 to play in regulation.
Sudden change. Do you give Pickens a shot You just put one up in the air and see if he can get underneath it and use his height to go up and make a play?
Yeah, you would think at some point. Haven't done it yet. There he is on the right side. Stack receivers. Keep it on the ground here. Nice run here. Gain of 6. Najee Harris to the 20-yard line. Second down.
Great push there on that duo block. Double team in the inside. Able to get up to those linebackers. We haven't seen a lot of surges into that Patriots front, especially between the tackles. That time we did. Very positive gain there on 1st and 10. Squandered the opportunity after the interception. Now another really good opportunity here.
Joined us late. It was 21-3 at one point.
Hey, Okie, Mike's 48.
11-point game right now. Pittsburgh trying to narrow the margin. Second down and 4. Play action. Under pressure. Gets it away. Caught. And down the sideline goes Darnell Washington, the big tight end. And I mean big at 6'7", 264. His first catch of the night, his first target of the night, first down.
Yeah, really built like a tackle. But at Georgia, he would get his hands on the football. Brock Bowers, the best tight end in college football, but Washington not known as just being a blocker. I've been surprised so far early in his career. That's what he's been doing for Pittsburgh's offense. But you talk about a weapon down in the red zone.
Yeah.
6'7", like you said, 264 pounds. It can move.
Well, Pittsburgh dressed 4 tight ends tonight. He's one of them. Hayward, another, has caught 2. And now you've got to take a timeout here.
Timeout.
Chagrin.
Pittsburgh, they're first of the half. 30 seconds.
Meanwhile, I'm going to tell you tonight's journey is being presented by Hyundai. You got Bailey Zappi with 3 touchdowns in the first half. Go up 21-3. Trubisky, meanwhile, there are his numbers. 93 yards in a little more than 3 quarters. Nothing for T.J. Watt, who was in and out of the medical tent early. No sacks tonight for him yet.
Yeah, Watts had to show some toughness just getting through that first play. But to give credit to New England, done a pretty good job on him, even when they ISO'd on him in pass protection.
They replaced the communication system, we're being told, in Trubisky's helmet. And that's why they had to take their timeout, which of course is very significant in the second half in a close game. First and goal.
Hey, Mike's left it here. Mike's left.
Trubisky to the end zone, and that's incomplete, but the flag is thrown. Fryer was covered by Jackson.
This is what makes Freiermuth so effective, is he can be in line, traditional tight end, or you can flex him out because he's got the skill set to be able to run these
Defense
routes.
Number 29. This foul occurred in the end zone. The ball is placed at the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
You see Jackson there. That's a mismatch as far as physicality out in space. Doesn't have the quickness, but he has the size, and it was tough for Jackson. Just grabs onto him.
Number 76 is an eligible receiver.
And so Corafora comes in as the eligible receiver right now. The tackle, first down and goal. Look at this, incomplete of all things, and Mack Wilson breaks it up. You have Connor Hayward throwing it. Wilson is there to knock it down. They go to the back of the playbook, you tell me, on a first and goal.
You know they're trying to get creative, but this isn't the place for this. You got a tight end throwing a pass on first and goal after a pass interference. Wilson almost comes down with that. That's covered downfield as well. So you're inside the 1 yard line. Just pound the rock.
Yeah, no Pittsburgh special on that one. Second and goal. And going into the end zone, touchdown. Trubisky does it himself. And Tomlin says we're going to go for 2 to make it a 3-point game.
Heck of a job on that play by Mason Cole. Just took the nose guard out, made it easy for Trubisky to go over top of him.
So trying to shave it to the margin of a field goal right now. 2-point play coming up. 11:44 left in the fourth.
Hey, Mike's left here. Mike's left.
Pickens moves to the inside, and the pass is caught. Fryer move for the 2 points. Turned an 18-point deficit into a 3-point deficit. The block kick right there. 21-18. Steeler tradition, renegade. And a lot to yell and stamp your feet about, especially turning an 18-point deficit into a 3-point deficit.
Yeah, they're right back in it. And you know, you look at this win probability. This is our next. Take a look at our next gen stats powered by AWS. And this is before and then after the block punt. This team has fought, put themselves in a position after the score, 33%, hit the 2-pointer. And all of a sudden, the stadium is alive. This is kind of what you expected. This is what Mike Tomlin talked to us about. It's a redemption week for them after last week's game. And now they're starting to show that heart and that attitude you expect from a Mike Tomlin coach team.
Right after an awful first quarter and a half. Here's Elliott. And his big night continues as he skirts the sideline, comes close to a first down. Going to spot the ball just a little bit short of it. Second down.
Now, how about Zapp? He starts 14 of 21. And I think we were all marveling, everyone around the country, 196 yards, 3 touchdowns, gets sacked by Roberts. And since then, just 4 of 6 for about 35 yards.
Yep. Come back to earth. Second and inches. Zeke hit as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Coming in for the spot right now, it's a Landon Roberts 50 who was there, but Zeke got the inches necessary. First down.
So the Patriots are trying to work a double team to be able to try to get up to these backers, but they are not hesitating. So they pick up the first down, but watch how fast, you know, these guys are getting downhill. It makes it tough in the linemen. Look to your right, 62 and 71. They want to try to get up to those linebackers, but tough to do when they're flying downhill.
Elliott tackling in the backfield. T.J. Watt with a tackle for loss, a loss of 1. Second down and 11.
How about the right guard? He's playing at Eastern Michigan last year, and now he's a rookie in the NFL playing for the Patriots. He's got to try to make this block from the right guard spot. Right there, he misses because of the quickness of T.J. Watt. Again, not just a pass rusher. Great job against the run.
Sidney So, rookie out of Eastern Michigan, 4th-round pick. Zappe's going to take off, but not get very far. He's going to say that helmet to helmet. Looks around for the call, doesn't get it. Roberts and Ogunjobi were right there. 3rd down and 10. Towels twirling. Almost everybody standing. Their team has turned it around totally. Zappe to the outside. It's going to be caught, but a little shy on the first down. Smith-Schuster setting up a 4th down inches. Patrick Peterson is there to make the stop. Clock runs down under 9 minutes, and in comes the punt group.
Steelers defense does their job again. You know, we've talked about Trubisky, the plays they've had to make to give themselves a chance to get points on the board. But this thing starts with the Steelers defense. After giving up 21 early, they've been putting up some blanks and giving their offense a chance.
Bryce Barringer, this will be his 7th punt of the night. The last one was blocked. Gets this one away. And 2 deep. Sends it into the end zone. And back come the Steelers, starting from the 20-yard line with 8.5 to go in the fourth. 21-18 New England.
Our high-performance 4K Skycam presented by BMW. Early in this game, TJ Watt, in fact, first play of the game, took a knee from Zeke Elliott. Same drive, gets kicked in the face. Really tough way for the best players in the league to get started. Give New England some credit. They've been able to hold up, but man, 90 just is relentless. And if you can't get the pass rush home, making an impact, getting New England behind the sticks, defending this run game, and still leading, and really a big part of the spark of this defense to get them back in this game.
A couple of hurries, 1 tackle for loss. So now Trubisky, who they were trying to boo out of the building about an hour and a half ago, trying to lead a game-tying or a game-changing drive here. It starts with a short pass to Najee Harris for a gain of 4.
I really liked what Mike Tomlin told us this week when he was talking about having a backup that's a veteran. He said, you know, early when I was a coach, we had Big Ben, and we had a veteran quarterback, and we had rookies that were the backups, and if he went down, we had a real concern. Now, it's kind of flipped the script. Now you have Kenny Pickett, a young quarterback, and now when he goes down, we've got a guy that's a veteran. It's taken some of that veteran leadership to get through the adversity tonight for Trubisky.
Guy who played in a Pro Bowl, low snap. That's been an issue with this team recently. Look out into all kinds of traffic, and somehow, some way, that wasn't picked. Ooh.
Boy, did Jennings make a great play on this football, and you're right. You know, you talk about that veteran experience, but here he just clearly does not see 33. Instead of rushing the quarterback, he senses screen, gets his hands on the, in fact, the running back, and almost gets his left hand on that football to tip it up into the air. So just good instincts there on that 2nd down play on the screen, which they've hit a few of those here in this second half.
Now a 3rd down and 5. Send an extra man. Pass is hauled in at the 29-yard line by Fryermuth. And you can see where the official is. They're going to spot it short. Do you dare now? You got 4th down. You got 4th down and inches. 7:20. Punt group comes out. Crowd doesn't like it. What crowd likes it?
Now that they're got a whistle down by the Steelers side. They're going to call a timeout.
Oh, man.
This is a full timeout.
So that leaves them in a 3-point game with 1 timeout and a little over 7 to play.
I don't think you call a timeout to punt here. So they're going to call a timeout.
30-second timeout.
They're going to get this offense together.
Right, 30-second timeout. We can tell you next week we're in Vegas. You got the Chargers and the Raiders, who played some classics through the years. San Diego and Oakland, now Los Angeles and Las Vegas, each 5 and 7. Big game as each tries to stay in the playoff hunt. So they did call a timeout. They are going to go for it after all of that, with the ball just shy of the 30-yard line. Need a half a yard. Harris is the running back. Tight formation. Trubisky keeps it himself, gets it. Goes over the left guard, picks up the 1st down. Now they love him.
They got a good push on that left side. Watch this. Left guard, left tackle. Good job by Trubisky. I think he was initially going to get right behind Mason Cole, but ends up seeing that surge and just steps in behind that left side of the offensive line.
Seumalo is right there to lead the way. 6.5 left in the fourth. Trubisky to the outside. Pickens makes the grab. Picks up about 8. Jonathan Jones in on the tackle, second down.
And Jones walked up tight to press him, and at the snap of the football dropped, and Trubisky able to look out there. He's been dying to get the football to Pickens all night. I mean, he's his go-to guy that likes to make plays typically downfield. Has had a relatively quiet night. Just 4 catches and 18 yards.
Yeah, longest reception was for 7 yards. Longest catch of the night by Johnson, the only one he's caught tonight, and that was for the touchdown. 2nd and 3. Pickens again, and he stopped in his tracks. Jonathan Jones there making that tackle. That's going to set up a 3rd and 3. Clock running down to 5:40. Got to think they did it once. They don't get it here, they'll go for it on 4th down.
Well, as that clock keeps ticking, the opportunities are going to get fewer and fewer. Now that they're out down to 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning.
Yep.
Yes.
Got to avoid a sack. That would be the worst scenario. 3rd and 3. Trubisky under pressure, escaping, and just has to fling that one away. Fryermuth was there. He was well covered. So now you got a 4th and 3. And now the punt unit starts to come out, and they will take the field here.
Give credit to Steve Belichick and that defense again on that 3rd down. Good job of taking away all his options, and Trubisky just ends up throwing this football away.
So Presley Harvin to send it down to Miles Bryant. Meanwhile, you got a flag. You got a couple of flags.
The movement on the right side there.
And it was 4th and 3, so that's going to be a 1st down if it's against New England.
I think it's Tavai, 48. Looked like he moved to me.
Clay Martin with the ultimate judgment.
False start.
Whoa,
Offense,
baby.
Number 46. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Yep.
It's 48. Tavai, the linebacker. How fired up is Pittsburgh? They're going to get together. They're calling this on the center
right,
for moving the football.
He set a false start on Christian Kuntz. And if that is indeed against Pittsburgh, calling it a false start, that is the first penalty of the night against the Steelers. At the most inopportune time. Terry, what'd you see?
Well, we want to see this in real time. It looks like they called his head snapping up. Now, he can do that as long as it's slow and deliberate.
All right, we're going to check that out after the punt. We'll go to a break, then we'll bring Terry back in. It's fair court at the 14-yard line. 4:58. We'll go to a commercial, then we'll replay that for you. Take another look right now. Preview look. Back after this. They called it on Christian Kuntz in the middle. Terry, you watched it. What are they telling you? What are you seeing?
So they're saying that he made a quick and abrupt movement prior to the snap. I don't see this as quick and abrupt. I mean, obviously it's subjective. This looks like normal movement that we see from a long snapper.
Yeah.
I think this should have been on the defense.
You see that almost every time on a snap, and it's never called. I think that's a bad call.
Yeah, Tavai thought it was on him, but he escapes. Meanwhile, New England now in a situation where they can take all the time they want off that clock because Pittsburgh only has that 1 timeout plus the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, it looked like the Steelers caught a huge break with Tavai jumping off, but to all of our surprise, it ends up going against the Steelers. So now the defense from the Steelers again is going to have to step up. That clock keeps ticking. They use 2 timeouts.
Patriots, all of its points, all their points coming in the first half. Again, using that play clock. 2nd and 6. The workhorse Elliott comes up about 3 yards shy of the first down. So Zeke tonight has carried the ball 19 times, 53 yards. That's not particularly impressive, those numbers, but 7 catches for 72.
And I think the biggest thing he was looking forward to tonight was the opportunity to get more touches. You know, he's one of those backs, the more touches he gets, the better he gets. But it's just very tough to run the ball against his Steelers front.
Saw that note, last 56 games when leading up 10 or more. Had an 18-point lead at one point. Using all of that play clock is zapping on the 3rd down and 2. Here's Elliott again, and this time he will not get it. So that's exactly what the Steelers needed here. 3 and out, save the time, they get the ball back. Cam Hayward made that tackle.
You rely on your leaders. We talked a lot about T.J. Watt. Cam Hayward made a play earlier. This time he just does a great job of being able to use leverage, get off of that block by Andrews. These Steelers, these veterans, knew exactly what was at stake and how important the 3 and out was to preserve that clock, and they did their job again to get the ball back.
Barringer's 8th punt of the night. 14th punt of the game. Last Thursday night, we had a game with no punts. Fair catch called for. Made. 26-yard line. 2:44. Postseason picture right now. Miami and Baltimore each 9-3 atop their divisions. Kansas City and Jacksonville each 8-4. At the moment, the Steelers would be a wild card, trying to get to 8-5. Cleveland is 7-5. So is Indianapolis. You got the Texans and the Broncos, and you got the Bengals with that big win the other night in Buffalo, and Los Angeles and Las Vegas, who we'll see next week, all in the hunt.
Yeah, all 4 teams from the AFC North with what Cincinnati did against Jacksonville in the mix. Obviously, the Steelers and the Browns.
Hey, Mike's 48.
Going to the wire, only one team gets the bye. The other 6 go to the wild card round after the 3 to get to the Super Bowl. Trubisky fires a little high, intended for a Fryer move over the middle and incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Usually Freiermuth, with his catch radius, can make that play. Hayward and Watt looking on. It's amazing what this Steelers team has had to do to get back into this game. And at this point, you know, you're looking for Freiermuth, you're looking for Najee Harris and Warren out of the backfield. Can you isolate Pickens? I'll tell you, Deontay Johnson's had a quiet night.
Let's go, Mike 48.
Not many opportunities for number 18.
Yeah, just 3 targets, 1 catch, but it was for the touchdown. Trubisky has time, dumps it off underneath. That's going to result in a 1st down. Taking it to the 40-yard line goes Najee Harris. Clock running under 2.5.
Good job of showing patience by Trubisky. Instead of forcing it, getting impatient with that good coverage downfield, he eventually finds his check down. Just get it to a back and let him pick up the 1st down.
They'll hurry up. Trubisky to the outside, too high, no good. That one intended for Johnson. 4th time he's been targeted tonight. Make it 2nd down and 10, 2:09 to go.
One thing that's hurt the Patriots this year is they don't have that difference maker like a Matthew Judon who can get home without having to blitz. Typically, they've got to dial up a blitz to get some kind of pressure. It's been the kind of the Achilles heel for this defense all year long, especially in this obvious situation. Can they affect Trubisky enough?
Have 2 sacks tonight to this point. 2nd and 10. To the outside quickly. Caught, getting out of bounds. Johnson forced out by J.C. Jackson. Took only a few seconds off the clock. 2:05 now before the 2-minute warning.
Just 2 plays right there from Trubisky that easily could get overlooked. The check down to Najee Harris to pick up the 1st down. And then this time sees soft coverage out there by the corner and just aborts everything and just flips it out there. Take the positive yards, set up a 3rd down and short here near midfield.
Steve Belichick there. You saw Mike Sullivan calling in the play. 3rd and 2. Harris splits wide to the left. Go empty here. Trubisky fires too high, incomplete. Intended there for Pickens. And you still have 1 second before the 2-minute warning. So a break there as they'll go for it on 4th down. and in effect still have that extra timeout at the 2-minute warning plus the one they have.
Well, this is
but
it.
They have to convert.
Yeah, this is it. 4th down and 2. Season on the line, opportunities on the line to be able to keep this drive alive and keep their energy and hopes alive here.
Jalen Warren is in the backfield.
Hey, yellow!
Need 2. Going deep, going for it all, and incomplete. Intended for Johnson. So needed 2 yards and went for the home run. Jonathan Jones covering. That takes us to the 2-minute warning with 1:55 officially on the clock.
Result of the play is 1st and 10 New England.
And the Patriots still up by 3.
Night on TNF Nightcap, presented by Allstate. Our team caps off the game with fun, fans, and football's best.
We'll take a win, like you said. If it's dirty, who cares? We'll take it any way we can.
TNF Nightcap, presented by Allstate. After the game.
Okay, 1:55. We got 1 timeout. So conceivably, the Steelers could get the ball back with next to no time remaining. And first things first.
I don't understand that call.
No, neither do I. I mean, that was bizarro. On a 4th and 2. Who came first?
False start. Offense number 85.
It's real easy to sit up here and second guess calls, but it's such a low percentage throw. I mean, you got a couple go balls on the outside. The tight end Freiermuth is locked up, and you just throw it and hope. I mean, it's 4th and 2. You haven't thrown to Deontay Johnson all night. You're just trying to get a flag here? I mean, it's a low percentage throw. Roll him out, move him, try to create maybe a rub or a pick. Give yourself an option there. They just threw it up there.
Totally with you, dude. Totally with you. Here goes Elliott now. Pittsburgh will take its final timeout.
Their 3rd and final. This is a 30-second timeout.
This is a tough couple weeks for Pittsburgh.
Oh boy.
I mean, you look at that Cardinals game last week. You thought maybe it was an aberration. 2-10 team. You follow it up. It's desperation. Here we go. Short week. We're going to come back and show them who we really are, and then come up short again tonight.
Post-game show coming up. Carissa and the gang. Kaylee with the star of the game. Talk about Zappy's night. Steelers got back into the game, but it might be too little too late. All coming up on the J.C. Penney post-game show.
On the other side, New England and Bill Belichick left for dead at 2-10. I mean, they're not going anywhere, but the fact that they came out, competed, had some big injuries. Zeke Elliott steps up for Stevenson. Zappy played well enough to win this game, grew up a little bit. So there are some positives, at least, for New England tonight.
Elliott. Well, that should take us just about to the finish line if they spot the ball for a first down, as the clock keeps on running, and it will. I mean, you look at New England's season, and all you need to know is that they got flexed out of a game on Monday Night Football with Patrick Mahomes coming to town.
That sums it up. Right
that does sum it up. It really does. And Bill Belichick,
really on the field was a first down. That play is now under further review.
All right, so they, for the moment, they call it a first down. All reviews, of course, come from upstairs at this point in the game. Belichick says, you got to be kidding me. So if it's not a first down, it would be 3rd down and inches. And they would start the clock.
Boy, Zeke Elliott talks about getting stronger as the game goes on. That's what he did in college. It's what he did in his early days with the Cowboys.
It looks like the knee is
he's
down on that shot.
Here's our next gen stats powered by AWS. Patriots tonight. It's the chance of winning, entering tonight, 35%. I can't believe that's at 100. It's not quite at 100%. The current is 99.2. Somehow the Steelers are holding on to 0.8.
Right. Okay.
By the way,
no miracle at the Meadowlands here.
By the way, Bill Belichick's going to be our celebrity picker on College Game Day. And I am so excited that he won, so he'll be in a good mood at the Army-Navy game at Foxborough.
I know it's 99.9% he's going to pick Navy. You know that.
I think
right?
that's 99.9999.
Guaranteed. Whole history of the family. Father Steve at the Naval Academy. Yeah, it looked like.
After review, the runner was short of the line to gain when he was down by contact. It'll be 3rd and a half from the 39, the tail of the 39-yard line. Please set the game clock to 1:46. By rule, we will run 10 seconds down to 1:36. The play clock should be set to 30 seconds in this situation.
Okay, the play clock goes to 30. 1:46. So before they snap it, you can take it down to, 112 or so. There you go. 1:36. Got 30 seconds to get the play off. 3rd down in inches. So at worst, you'd have a 4th down with a minute. And then they can do whatever they want with it. Maybe take another 40 seconds off the clock. But, that's why you have that.
That's why the that's why point eight's hanging in there. Hey, one thing about Bailey Zappi tonight, I just felt like he and Bill O'Brien were in sync and had their rhythm early.
Yep.
Ball was coming out, decisive, throwing to the tight ends, throwing to Zeke Elliott out of the backfield. That's their strength. The receivers are still not, the threats that they need downfield. But, man, they found some matchups that they liked, and they were hitting them early.
So they're going to run the clock down here, and then New England will take a timeout.
Timeout. New England, they're first. 30 seconds.
Okay. And a reminder once again, to Vegas we go next week. Chargers, Raiders on Thursday Night Football. See what Antonio Pierce and company have in store. Chargers needed that win in New England desperately the other day and got it 6-0.
You're loving life the next couple weeks. Las Vegas, quick flight. Los Angeles, you're just going to walk to that game or not walk.
How many coast to coast you think one can make?
You earned it. You earned it.
No, you earned it. You earned it. From Martinsville, Virginia to Corvallis, you earned it. Setting up for the tush push here. And there you have it. And
nobody can run that.
No.
Except for Kelsey and Jalen Hurts.
Right.
They're the only ones.
So he doesn't get it.
I think he lost yards.
Yep. You got Henry and you got Brown there.
I just think of Kelsey when I watch that.
Yeah. Makes
just
it happen.
Zero push.
Nothing.
The Eagles get 3 yards on that play every time.
So it's still 4th down. And here comes, with the clock running down, they can run the clock down now to about 20, 21. You got, this is why you have that.
It just
point
moved to point. It moved to .9.
Right, it went to .9. Right, because Barron's already had a punt block.
New England, they're second. 30 seconds.
I'm telling you. Look, the most amazing thing tonight, 31 points in the first half, and you know what I'm talking about, and everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Everybody could take a deep breath after that.
They could.
It was over. It was over.
What the hell? We waited 30 minutes and it's over.
Done deal.
Yep. That was great. I think it was the lowest over/under total in like 18 or 19 years.
Yeah.
In the NFL. Not that anybody pays attention to it.
A little bit.
Just a tiny bit. In today's world. Okay, nose down, ball in the air, skids out of bounds, and that only took a few seconds off that clock. So you got 15 seconds. So what do you do here? You got the 15-way lateral. Too far for a Hail Mary.
With 15 seconds, you put one up to Pickens, and you hope maybe for either he makes a play or you get a pass interference. If he makes a play, you got to get out of bounds, obviously. I think I would just try to look for throw it as far as you can and try to get a pass interference. 2 receivers off to the left here.
Yep. 2 left, 2 right, go 2 by 2. Patriots only rush 3. 8 back. Trubisky fires over the middle. That's caught. Johnson's going to try to get out of bounds, and he does. So Deontay Johnson with 7 seconds is able to move the ball out to the 36-yard line, and now, you know, Trubisky's arm, who knows?
Boy, if you could do one more, I mean, that was he fell on his route, got back up, caught the football, and then he's somehow able to fight to the sideline to stop that clock.
Go 4 wide again, 2 by 2. Trubisky is going to fire over the middle. That's going to be caught. But now you got a lateral, but that's going to be skidding around and winds up in the hands of New England. Allen Robinson was there, so they were looking for the hook and ladder, hook and trailer, whatever you want to call it, and instead they come away with a loss. So think about the fact the Pittsburgh Steelers, they look at the schedule, they're 7-4. You got 2 2-win teams coming in on Sunday and Thursday and lose both.
Yeah, just one of the bigger surprises, especially the fact that they're here in Pittsburgh, to lose to 2 teams. And you lose to the Cardinals, and you say, okay, we got to get this thing right. We're playing the Steelers, we're playing the Patriots and Bill Belichick. We know they're going to come in here, they're going to test us. This is a chance for redemption. And then you end up starting. They started so slow, they just didn't have a chance to come back and win this game.
Right. So they were 3-0 in prime time. That's their first nighttime loss. So upcoming, they go to Indianapolis a week from Sunday. Cincinnati comes here, and then they end the season at Seattle, at Baltimore. It's going to be a tough road to postseason. Okay, so that's the story from here. 21-18 for the moment. Don't go anywhere. The JCPenney postgame show with our illustrious gang right after these messages.